Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. If you're in the market for a boat, the place to go is Madisonville Marine. Right now, through the end of May, May 31st, clock's ticking, calendar pages are flying. Right now, they got rebates on in-stock models of Godfrey pontoons and Hurricane deck boats of up to $2,500. That's a pretty good rebate. Absolutely terrific boats at terrific prices. That's why I always say, Madisonville Marine, there's no better place to buy a boat. Get down there and see Joe Special and his team this week. Okay, the Tennessee football team went 11-2 last year, won the Orange Bowl, probably start in the top 10 this year. The men's basketball team made it to the Sweet 16, beat Duke. The women's basketball team made it to the Sweet 16. The baseball team has locked up a series win over Kentucky this weekend and will likely host a baseball regional, probably a 2 seed in the tournament, could be a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. The women's softball team, they're going to be a 1 seed in the softball tournament because they wrapped up the SEC regular season, and then yesterday, congratulations to them, they wrapped up the softball tournament championship. So the Big Five are all heading in solid water, it appears. Now, you got turnover year to year, and I'm going to make it a little bit difficult, but I'm not going to say over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years, which means which coaches will retire, which coaches do you think will last. I'm going to make it difficult, but if you had to put all your money, all your savings, which for me is $1.99, if you had to put it all, if you had to put it all into one of these programs over the next 10 years, which program do you invest in, Chuck?
Football, no question about it to me. I mean, Josh Heupel, we've talked about him, has the long-term contract. He can out-scheme people. He doesn't have to rely just on certain things. Look at what he's accomplished so far since he's been here. Well, the over-under last year on wins was, 6.5, maybe 7. Way exceeded that. You've also got the administration in line with it, and let's don't forget about that factor. So I can see how you consider the others, but to me, it's clearly Josh Heupel.
Wrong.
Wow, football. Where you
I'll
going?
go baseball. I think you got a young, dynamic coach in a sport that Tennessee is emphasizing more, and even though the SEC emphasizes it a lot and probably got the best baseball teams in the country, I see that you've got a better opportunity over the next 10 years to stay good in baseball, whereas football, I still think there's dangerous waters to be treading in.
You still got some scholarship stuff that's coming.
You still
from
got
the
that
NCAA.
hanging out there, and I just think that baseball, to me, if I had to pick one, it'll stay here.
Okay.
That's it. And the Rick Barnes thing, I would have gone with basketball if Rick Barnes was maybe 10 years younger. So I'm going to go with baseball.
Bob beat me to it. I was going to go with baseball. I really wrestle with baseball versus football, though. I just think a couple things we don't know. How's the 16-team SEC going to shake out? Because the schedule changes and all that might make Tennessee's path to a championship harder, even though I think the future is very bright and the NFL-level talent is coming up in the younger classes on this roster. There's reason to think they could be really good for a long time, and I don't think Josh Heupel's going anywhere, which is another factor that I think is working in their favor. I also, though, don't think Tony Vitello's likely to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I think there's a slim chance someone like an LSU-type program could come after him one of these years, but other than that, and so far he's turned it down, I don't see him leaving.
The only thing I would say about that, guys, SEC baseball is even tougher than SEC football.
It is.
And that's one of the factors that swayed me.
But he's shown that he can get top-level talent, though, and that's what I like about Vitello is he I think, has the ability to bring in number 1 overall pick kind of talent in baseball, and that's going to keep you up there.
Where are you going?
If I may, I'm going to steal this one from Chuck here, Bob, I apologize. Both of y'all are wrong. I'm gonna go with. So for me, I like parity. I like the fact that where we are right now, I can cut the TV on. Football's doing really good. I can cut the TV on. Softball's doing really, really good. Just won a championship. My wife is a former softball athlete of University of Tennessee, so shout out to her.
But I wondered why you're always tweeting about the softball team.
Hey, happy house. Everything's all good. I would say it's women's basketball. We are known for what Pat Summitt done. How many championships are hanging up there? We get a lot of bragging rights with our women's basketball team. When I was going here, Candace Parker had just left out. We had some really good talent. I would say we've got to invest in women's basketball. I think football is going to take care of itself. I think we're trending up.
No. You got the wrong twist on it. Not which one we need to invest in. which would you invest in? Which is going to have the bigger returns for you in terms of you put your money?
Okay.
Which
We
one's
were in football school.
Who drives the bus?
Yeah, that's easy.
okay. That's easy. All right.
But Marlon worked his wife into it on Mother's Day.
On
That's
Mother's
good.
Day,
That's
yeah,
good.
that was
That's
good. Yeah, no, it's instead of investing.
football's king.
That's a pretty good take, though.
Yeah.
I would argue that I would agree that women's basketball is probably the one that needs the most investment right now. Now
Yeah.
you got Barnes, who's an age where you don't know if he'll still be here in 10 years. Karen Weekly, how long does she continue to go over there? Heupel, I don't see him going, depending on the NCAA stuff. I don't see Vitello going.
The other thing I forgot to mention, we don't know what other SEC teams might pop up. Florida's down right now.
Yeah.
They jump back up there at the top, and it makes Tennessee's life a lot harder.
I'm going to split this, though. I'm going to break the tie. I'm going with baseball, and here's why. Yes, SEC baseball is tougher than SEC football, which is amazing. But in football, you're going to 12 teams that are going to get in the mix. You got 60 in baseball.
Yeah.
You got 64. So if you can just get in there, you saw it last year. Ole Miss didn't have a great year. They turned it around. Tennessee didn't have a great start. They turned around. You could be a 1 seed. After the year they've had, you can still be a 1 seed. That tells me that they're looking at it going, just look at the talent. We'll go by the talent, not so much the win-loss record. Look at that. So I think that built-in gives you a better shot at championships, which means better shot at longevity. So I'm going baseball. I think baseball is the one I would invest in right now. And everybody else can just...
It's a close call, but I agree with you.
All right, very good. When we come back, a surprise name went into the portal this week, but are things shaping up well for Rick Barnes in terms of anybody coming back to bite him, where people are looking at where they're going and that kind of stuff? We've also got recruiting to come up. We've got a lot more to cover. Come on back on the Sports Force.